first round match between Lewis Williams and Bryn Sayers. So, for context, what's going on? We are on the West Court at Queen's for the first time in a British Open. Why is that? So, in the first match of the day, there was sweat on the court in the East Court. So play was suspended, well, not even started, and play then began on the West Court for a period of 3 games before play was suspended a second time and moved permanently back to the East Court, but that started at 10:30 a.m. So with a delayed start, that meant that all the matches in the schedule were pushed back, and so this was intended to be the 7 o'clock match, but instead it was decided by the tournament organisers to move this match to the West Court. Now, because it's on the West Court, we don't have the same streaming setup that we do for the East Court. That means what you're going to be seeing today was recorded on a GoPro at the time during the match, and you will see the live replay of that from the one camera. So we apologise in advance for the reduced quality of the streaming, but at least you get to see the match. So let's look at the players.
Lewis is the head pro at Leamington.
No, we're about to begin. The first set, Lewis to serve. Bryn gets no chase, and we are underway. And 2 good chases, Bryn to start. Let's look at player profile for Lewis Williams. So Lewis Williams is head professional at the Leamington Tennis Court Club. He's been there for about 2 years now and is improving his game. World ranking 13, playing with a handicap of 6.4. Let's see Bryn. Tough chase for Lewis here. We know he hits hard, so let's see if he goes for horse. It's a good serve. Almost got it back. That's not quite. Point to Bryn. Bryn going for a well-known high serve. He's typically good at that serve, especially here at Queen's. Hard to say though, because we're now on the West Court, not on the East. It's Still opting for the high serve. That's a great put away by Bryn there. Such control. Lewis really can't afford to put it off the pet hands. As a chase for Lewis to attack. Hard arrow. Gary's at risk. Oh, he went for him, he fainted, went across the forehand side, but Bryn still put them in the galleries. Bryn gets the first game. Finds that winning gallery, the first of the match. Good call by Ben there. It's experience marking from the net. Goes to put away, finds the grill.
Well, people.
And Lewis is on the board. What happened there? Did he lose his grip? How did he go across and play it? Not sure. Bryn is normally such a devastatingly accurate player. He can really force you all around the court. From side to side. So let's look at the career highlights for Lewis. Made the Australian Open semi-final earlier this year and quarter-final of the French Open. It's good to see him getting up in those later stages of these competitions. But I might imagine it might be a bit hard coming up against Bryn this round. Let's see, better than 2 chairs. Doesn't pay off. This one might be a bit easier for Lewis. Worse than second. Draws the error from Bryn to go 30-15 up. Oh, and he finds the dead on. That's typical Lewis Williams. shot there by Lewis. That's his recent matches. Came up against Josh Smith in the first round here and the first round of the French Open. And won both of those in 5 sets, having been down the first 2. Absolutely amazing match. Game to Lewis, who takes an early lead in this match. And there's great target hitting by Bryn there. Apologies for the skewed camera angle. Can't find it yet. Bryn goes for it. Oh, it's just gone long. Oh no, called stroke. Oh, what a great rally there for Lewis. Really getting into this match now. Oh, he bounces in the last guy. How fortunate for Bryn there. So, let's have a look at Bryn. So, age 38. He's been on the circuit for a while now. Handicap of -6. He's a home professional here at Queen's, so expect a bit of home support. Good to see him still competing at the top level. He's played quite a lot of tournaments over the years, and it's great to have him here again. That one's gone high. Last guy we chase. Oh, it's in the net. There's a chance for Bryn to level it up. Level it up. And Lewis finds the dead end again. He's so good at that shot. Went for it a third time. Not to be. Gave an opportunity for Bryn there, and Bryn cashes in. Bryn's not going to mess out on a shot like that. He's so clinical, putting them away. Well, Bryn's looking really good at the start of this match here. He's really finding his feet into it. Oh, it's a great shot. Over the low part of the net. Basically unreturnable. 40 well one chase. So let's look at Bryn's career highlights. Made the World Championship final eliminator in 2014. Won the British Open and the US Open in 2012. That's 11 years ago now. So he's looking to add to that tally of 2. But it might be hard with Canada in the draw this year. Second gallery. Oh, Bryn puts it in the dead on. So easy for Bryn here. What can Lewis do? Good serve, that helps. Oh, unlucky there. He got racket to him, but you almost wish he didn't. He's falling over backwards as he hit it. Bryn's looking very strong here. Lewis doesn't really have any shots. Worse than the yard chase. About Bryn, he just hits it so low, so the ball hardly ever gets off the ground. Speaking of Bryn, let's look at his recent matches. Played in the French Open, made the semi-finals, but lost to Nick Howell in a 5-set epic that went to half past midnight. For any of you who are up there watching, it was a fantastic match. Alright. We've got a worse than a yard. Oh, great volley by Bryn. Goes the lob. It's going to bounce. Oh, it's just wide. Worse than 6.
Oh, don't do it. Very open ball.
Oh, that's the net. Normally his volley is so controlled, but just a bit too low. We're going underarm twist second serve. Probably not the best option as Lewis finds the dead on again. It's been interesting here at Queen's. A lot of the players not opting for a bobble second serve, which is often the default. We've seen some players serving demis as second, some serving sidewalls, and just saw Bryn going with an underarm twist. It's good to see some variety in serving. Oh, that's very loose. And a double fault. That's why you keep it safe on your second serve. That's why you go for your bubble. A double might cost him the game here. It's a short chase. Goes for the winning gallery. This is it. Oh, it's a lovely shot by Bryn off the side penthouse. Absolutely killed it. That double-handed backhand, absolutely devastating. In the meantime, let's look at the head-to-head. They've met twice, both in 2022. Bryn defeated on both occasions. Firstly at the US Pro in Newport, and then secondly here at Queens at last year's British Open. Bryn coming through in straight sets. 1-2 chase. Oh, and he's done it. Bryn now leads 4-2 in this first set. He's so good attacking shots on the floor. He's just drifted left in that stance there. He'll have to struggle for his backhand. He stays up for the gallery volley. Puts on the penthouse though. Oh, well read by Lewis in that point. He really understood what was going to happen there, but even then he just didn't quite have the shot to finish it. And he finds the grill there. That's the shot he needed in the previous rally. Great response there from Bryn and straight in the dough. Bryn is so good at getting length. Just missed. Bryn punishes it perfectly for a chase back in 2. So let's look at the world rankings of these players. So Bryn in the top 8, moving up 1 place from the French Open, ahead of Leon Smart. And again, you'd expect him to go up further now that Rob's no longer playing singles. Some of those points will start to decay. Lewis, 13, ahead of Tim Chisholm also after the French Open. Better than 1 yard. That's a good serve. Oh, that pace. That sheer pace. After that double fault in the previous game, Bryn going back to bobble as a second serve. That's great width by Lewis there. Boasting off the battery wall and getting perfectly angled into the forehand corner. Excellent tennis. We have seen some excellent tennis so far this week. Across the first 1.5 rounds of this British Open. Worse than 2 chase. That's a fantastic backhand by Lewis there over the lowest part of the net. Brings it to deuce. opting not to take the hazard and punished for that decision. Well, that really died off the back wall. Bryn got so much cut on that. So, to recap, for those just joining us, this is recorded coverage of a match that happened earlier today on the West Court at Queens. We only have the facilities to live stream one court at a time at the moment. So this is a recorded match, but we are watching it as though it were live. Bryn takes it to Juice. Here's a chance for Lewis to bring it back to 3-4, this crucial 7th game, I always say. High serve, just a bit too high. And a loose demi, absolutely walloped by Lewis Williams there. Takes the game 3-4. Bryn does a lot better than that volley. He's so good in the air, Bryn. So Lewis also loves that dead on. Just keeps going for it. I think it's his main strategy at the moment. Trying to find that dead on. And called not up by Ben Ronaldson, the marker there, who is doing a sterling job at the net. So changing ends with two chasers. We've seen Lewis come out somewhat expectedly with a forcing game. And Bryn with his typical clinical accuracy and idiosyncratic two-handed backhand. At the moment, the better. But it's still close, 4-3. Lewis is far from out of it at this point. Better than 4 chase. Oh, goes for the dead on, just inches low. Loses the chase. Worse than 6. Oh, that's a great shot by Lewis there. Here's a chance to level it up. It's so hard playing a player like Bryn. He hits such a good ball that if you give it anywhere near his hitting zone, you know you're in trouble. So you have to really work hard to get the points. Goes for a winning gallery. And Lewis levels it up 4-all in this first set. is crunch time now in this first set. A few points either way could really swing it. Always missed high. It was wide open. And he's been duly punished for that mistake. Lewis was way up the court on the left-hand side. The dead-on was open goal. He couldn't find it. Well, 15-all. Two mediocre to poor chasers. What can Lewis do here attacking these? I think on a hazard chase, your galleries are wide open. But also if you try and defend them, you leave the forehand side vulnerable. And he does find those galleries. Oh, watch out, Ben. Wisely taking cover behind the netting of the line gallery. It's getting very tight in this first set. It's point vital. It's just a fault. Oh, and he's missed high again. Bryn couldn't punish it. Bounce off the panels. Too difficult for him. Lewis gets away with that one. Has the second gallery. He had no control of where that volley was going to go. Kind of lucked it in there. Could have gone winning gallery. Could have gone out of court. Complete random. That's how tight this match is at the moment. And that's out of court too. Lewis bites his racket. He knows how important that was. That was one shot too many for Lewis. He really needs to close out the points sooner, find those targets. Because Bryn is so good at the rally game. As I say that, Bryn finds a target over zone. That's 5-4 to Bryn. Oh, fantastic by Bryn. Just waiting back, keeping in the rally until Lewis gives him a slightly looser ball and he finds the dead on. I think that's something that's remarkable about Bryn's game. He's very patient. He'll just wait for the bad ball. He doesn't need to make it happen if it's not going to happen. That said, he's getting dead-ons with regular ease at the moment. Here we go, set point to Bryn. Watch out, Ben. Don't know, he's standing there when there's a demi coming at you. It's rather a full PK. Well, Lewis gets away with that. Has a chase. Still set point to Bryn. You think with 3 set points, you back Bryn to make this every day of the week, really. He's so clinical in the way he goes about his business. Goes for the drag. Oh, well up. And that's high. Bryn should put this away. And he does. That's a set to Bryn. Taps his racket in appreciation for the closeness of that set. Here we go, second set. Bryn calling a fault on himself for going through the beams. Through the beams is out of it. Wow. So that volley, Bryn played with his left hand. So he's partially ambidextrous. So when he's in trouble like that, instead of trying to do a backhand volley, which he would normally do with 2 hands, he sticks out his left hand. Just plays a left-handed forehand volley. It's so effective. See, that one's his right hand. He's not a left-handed normally, but he's just so bizarre in the way he plays sometimes. Open court. Oh, he gets to it, but can't get it back over the net. So we saw through the beams is out. I think in general, if you go around tennis courts around the world that have beams, if the light fixtures are attached to the beams, you'll generally find that through the beams is out. Whereas if the light fixtures are attached elsewhere, then through the beams is often in, but not always the case. Let's have a look at the set summary. 34 minutes for that set. Both players find plenty of dead-ons, but that points won 35 to 28 to Bryn. I think that shows you just had the edge. Late call fault there by Ben Ronson. Bryn's not going to miss out on that. He's gotten lost up the court a few times recently, has Lewis. And Bryn needs to make sure that when Lewis does get up there, that he finishes the point cleanly and doesn't give Lewis a volley, because if Lewis does get the volley when he stood up there, he will destroy it, just as he would in a doubles match. But should Lewis be running up there and giving away these chases? Perhaps not. First blood of the second set goes to Lewis. That'll do his confidence a world of good. So it's tough going down after you lose the first set. Try and refocus for the second. He's done so well here. Actually, that's a brilliant pickup by Bryn. Oh, you read that late. That's unfortunate. Just spun away from him and flushed down the battery wall. You'd normally expect Bryn to put that away if he would read that properly. Lewis is looking good at the start of the set here. He's really finding the right line in his floor strokes. He's up the pace a bit as well. Taking the mentality that Bryn surely can't successfully volley everything. So give him enough and he'll make a mistake eventually. So Lewis here, good chance of hitting a 2-love lead in this set. 2 average lengths of the chases. I think Ben definitely got the chase wrong there. Not that it mattered at the end. Oh, he's just got them run the wrong way. That's okay. We'll forgive that. Oh, he's gone fuller on the boast than Lewis was expecting. Lewis was expecting to come straight at him to volley, but it just ripped off the main wall there and went a bit wide for him. So, as the players change, gents, just a reminder, you are watching the second round match between Lewis Williams from Leamington and Bryn from the Queen's Club. Lewis coming through the first round in 5 sets over Josh Smith, and Bryn here, 6th seed, gets a bye to this round. Bryn leads in the first set, 1-love. Well, he leads after the first set, 1-love. But Lewis leads the second set, 1-love in games. Couple of attempts there, again the toss right. Third attempt Decent railroad. Absolutely destroyed on that backhand volley. Bryn is so brutal in the air. So we are 1-1 in this second set. Definitely Lewis's in the shot here. I know it's a set down, and if you never want to be a set down against a seed. It was a close set. If he puts a few strokes in the right direction, he could come up with a surprise here. Oh. It's a brave call to on a 1-2 chase. Now we're going to hazard chase. This is up the court again. Bryn can't capitalise this time. He's over this. It's unfortunate for Lewis there, couldn't quite get the racket underneath it. Bryn hits the ball so low over the net, with so much cut off the back wall. He's really tricky to play against, as Lewis is finding out here. Rightfully punished the hazard chase there. The loose serve. Lost that chase. So this is the first ever match, the first 3 games of the first match today notwithstanding, played on the West Court here at Queen's during a British Open. And given the scheduling of today, one wonders if this might not be the last match we ever see on this court. If the scheduling always tends to mean here at Queen's that during the first rounds we end up with some late night, midnight finishes. Oh, chase off, chase the line. How strange. So 1-1 is if we could play some more early round matches on this court to make things go into the tournament a bit quicker, so we don't have to have players waiting around for 5 or 6 hours after their match was due to be played. It's not that these rounds have too many spectators that we would be able to fit them in here on this court. And understand that on the the east is the show court. It's where you can get the most crowd in, and certainly for the quarterfinals onwards, you'd expect everyone to play there. But if you were to play some of the earlier rounds, or perhaps in the future, if the Ladies Open becomes concurrent with this event, maybe some of the early rounds of that on here. Obviously, the streaming would need an upgrade on this court, but that's not impossible. It's just that this particular stream was done with about 10 minutes notice. So this is the best we could do with the resources we had available and the notice we had at the time. So I hope that you'll forgive us for that. Showing off here. Completely unnecessary. But how many people can actually do that? Bounce the racket on the side of their racket. Bounce the ball on the side of their racket. Oh, he reads it well. Oh, and Lewis dumps it in the net. That's really well read by Bryn. It was a second gallery chase, so the galleries weren't necessarily on. It was only the last gallery that was going to win it. But he reads it really well. Such a good understanding about the game, does Bryn. He's a real thinker. Doesn't rely on brute force, sheer speed, as a Lewis Gordian or Ollie Pridmore or Levi Gale might, respectively. It's all wit and cunning. Somehow finds its way over. Don't know how. Has a chase. So, if you look at this court down the left-hand side, you'll see that the galleries are actually closed off. There's a piece of fabric in the galleries that keeps them dark. Behind those galleries are a selection of Queen's Club member lockers. It's one of a very small handful of courts with closed off side galleries, the other being the second court at Prested. Bryn finds one of those side galleries now to win that as a chase. So, given a bit of notice, and the need arising, those pieces of fabric can be removed to allow more spectators to view. Feels a little bit open in that case as well. It's a fantastic cut volley. Fantastic play by Bryn there. But yeah, so the hidden up side galleries at the second court at Prested are a bit harder to remedy. They're a bit more bricked in. I can't think of any other courts that have closed off side galleries, usually because of, even if they're not got seats in them, the architecture of the court means generally they are some kind of passageway. Trying to remember if one of the New York courts has closed off sign galleries. If anyone knows, they can put it in the chat. I'm pretty sure that Melbourne doesn't, as a two-court club. Cambridge, the two courts are in an L shape, so they definitely don't. Of course, if you ask Mr. Haven Pell, who has written a book about his travels to all the courts in the world, he will describe to you another court that doesn't have any functioning side galleries, but that was a film set. So it didn't have any functioning galleries at all, and was about a quarter of the size. If you haven't picked up his book, it's a good read. As Lewis tries a caterpillar to serve. Chase. Lewis really going for this one. Bryn working him around the court. Finally gets it. What a fantastic point by Bryn there. Really pushing Lewis to both sides. Back to Juice. What a fantastic rally again. Lewis bringing it out when it is needed most. It's 1-3 down, 1 set to love down. It's do or die time for Lewis. Yes, he was 2 sets down against Josh, but I think Bryn isn't going to let him back in the same way. Jeez, Lewis needed that. If Bryn wins this juice game, it's basically set. Finds that beam. At the Real 10, Middlesex the other day. The beams at Middlesex are not big, but none of the players trying high service just kept hitting it. They're only about 2 inches wide, and they're even higher than these ones. They just kept getting hit by players on the high serve. There's a whippy forehand by Lewis there. Oh, and Lewis finds himself up the court again. He was slowly pushing up over the course of that rally. And he eventually gets too far, leaves the open goal behind him. And Bryn slots it in, takes the game. Jeez, watch out. Maybe they should bring it to a rule, to rule tennis. Whereas if you've got a marker at the net, you put a ball fault into the galleries, it should be a straight double fault. They have that in rackets. If you serve straight into the chin, it's an automatic double. You should have that in rule tennis as well. Just for the sheer embarrassment of it. Lewis is up the court again. There is an opening. goes behind the back. There we go. That's the Lewis Williams classic. He can't win the point, but he gets the applause. It's never a bit of a Lewis Williams match without a behind the back shot or a trick shot somewhere. Fantastic stuff. He's not going to touch that one. So second set, 15 all, 4 games to 1 to Bryn. Looking to close it out now. So I mentioned the real T&RA earlier. So this is a tournament held every year at Middlesex off half handicaps with round robin, 5 of the elite players in the lead up to the British Open. And it's played off half handicap, big round robin. A lot of fun. Entry tickets are done by betting on a player, so there is a sweepstake of all the players, and a certain number of people can take one of the players for £20, and if that player wins the whole tournament, then you get back £50. And it is quite a lot of fun. Might not be around much longer if we can't save the Middlesex court. So if they are hosting it next year, do go along and watch. The club there puts on a fantastic array of food, wine as well during the event. It is a fantastic social evening with a bit of tennis on the side, really. But great to see some of the top players out there. And we were streaming it for the first time last Friday, on the T&RA channel. So do go back and have a watch of that if you just can't get enough tennis. Chase off. Oh, wrong footed himself there. He was winding up to boast that, and he just died on him. It just took a bounce that it didn't quite expect. He almost fell over.
40-15, 5-6.
Actually, a 5 and 6 chase, but it could have been bad. Bit of confusion about the score. Ben tried to call set, but Bryn said no, it's 5-1, and as the scoreboard agrees, 5-1. Bryn's not going to get off that easily. He goes for the low cross court shot, but can't pull it off. not much Lewis could do about it there. Does try and boast his way out of that normally. This one again. Didn't know width on that one. As we see this set approaching its conclusion, I feel that Bryn's not too far away from it. He's got all the momentum in this match. He's looking strong. He's punishing the bad balls. Very, very few mistakes. Just absolute punishment from that, from Bryn there. It's unorthodox compared to what you'd normally expect for a double-handed backhand. His hands are crossed over the wrong way, but he's so effective at it. As we see Ben bring down the balls. Better than 4 chase. That's a fantastic volley, especially on a short chase like that. Oh, Lewis can consider himself unlucky there. Just died off the back. And a set point to Bryn. And he takes it with a dead arm. And Lewis is off for a toilet break. And as we can take a look now at some of the statistics from that set. So half an hour for that set. Only openings that were scored were dead-ons, evenly shared, but Bryn really stepping it up, almost double the amount of points won compared to Lewis there. Look at those serves won from Lewis, only 23%. He is struggling at that service end, even though they've both spent roughly the same amount of time there. Bryn is just so good at pushing Lewis from side to side, and he'll eventually draw the mistake. The average chase length too. Lewis is up at worse than second gallery. That means he's putting in a lot of gallery chases or hazards, whereas Bryn is happy to take him on the floor with an average chase length of worse than 6. Just while we wait for the players to come back from their toilet break, let's have a look at some of the other statistics from the week. If the program will let me. Or not. Apologies then. There we go. So dead on count, Zach Edel leads. You've got a lot of dead ons in his 2. Well, he's spent 9 sets on court at this point, so you'd expect him to be up there. Grills, that's led by Rob Schenkman, just ahead of Zach Edel. Both Manchester players really targeting that grill. Winning galleries, that's John Woods Casey in his match earlier today against Bertie Valor. Anything that was up the court, he was destroying to that winning gallery. And it was like, players are back. We will continue. And Lewis gets us started off in the third set. Tucks him up for room, but does well to get it. And that one's a stretch too far for Lewis. The same again. Bryn's really punishing him into that forehand corner. Lewis is having to run back to play it. He's trying to push it across to Bryn's forehand corner. Instead of running across to meet it, he's running back into the corner and trying to flick it. And it's not quite working for him at the moment, especially because Bryn's shots are so low. He does well there. A punishing volley. That is fantastic stuff from Lewis Williams. And Lewis draws first blood. Well and truly underway now in the third set. See, he's running backward when he's trying to play that. So the only thing he can do is kind of flick it backwards. But what's he going to do with it? What kind of fizz or spice is he going to do with that? I don't understand it. I wonder if he should almost be staying back a bit more and running forward to it instead of running backwards. As Bryn finds the dead on yet again. Two short chases here for Bryn to defend. Should be relatively straightforward for him. He's got to go for it here. Serve slightly too long. Oh, just gets the lip. So unlucky. Just gets the lip of the dead on. Millimeters away from going in. So you can hear some frustration coming through from the other court. Two matches on simultaneously here at the moment. Head goes for the winning gallery. Misses, but still gets the point. It's fantastic running from Bryn there. He went deep. which is what you've got to do when you go winning gallery, because if you go short, you risk getting hazard saved gallery.
Wait for it. Slowly.
Goes grill, misses high. Lewis finds the dead on. Not the best display of target hitting there. Let's have a look at some more stats. So dead-on's percentage. Darren Long up 23% in his victory over Mark Hobbs. Really just use it as target practice. And on the other side of the coin, the lowest dead-on's percentage is Ben Yorston. It's tough when he's playing against Rob Sheckman, who is a fantastic backhand volleyer. This up the court again. And this time it pays off. I think Bryn's better shot there is to play forehand side, because Lewis is getting up the court so much. But he just can't cover that forehand corner. Also, it seems the backhand corner. Look at that service points won. 39%. That is not good for Lewis Williams. There we go. Another behind the back shot. It's classic Lewis Williams. Oh, he winds up to go there, but doesn't connect. Well, does connect, but just by a hair. Called stroke by Ben Ronaldson, the marker. It's a loose serve, and Bryn does not miss out. Finding that down with the ease in the last couple of points. He's hit 12 this match. He's not famous for hitting dead-ons, but he is fairly accurate with them. Again, managed to get it back for that one. Finishes it nicely. One of the things with being a double-handed player is you do sacrifice a little bit of power because you can't quite engage your shoulders nearly as much. But what you lose in power, you gain in accuracy.
Under it.
As Bryn looks to go ahead in this third set. It's do or die time now for Lewis Williams. He needs to find a way to score more points from this service end. He's spending a lot of time here, but it's not translating into points in games. Look, he's up at chase 4 to play that volley. Just means he can't quite get back in time to get that backhand. As Bryn takes a 2-1 lead.
2-1.
Big sigh of frustration there. There's not much he can do now. let's look at some more stats now. We can look at the grills percentage. That's currently led by Rob Shankman, closely followed by Darren Long, the two Manchester players. Don't know what it is about the grill in Manchester or their practice sessions, but they're really good at hitting it roughly 1 in 6 to 1 in 5 times. At the other end of the scale, Bryn Sayers with the lowest grill percentage. It's hardly hit one this match. That's not how he plays. He likes to hit it low at the base of the temp. To be fair, he spent a lot of time down the hazard end this match, just because Lewis just keeps running into the corners and tapping the ball but not back over the net. Bryn going the giraffe. I'll let Bryn commentate that one. Too early on the easy volley. Mind you, any of us ordinary club players wouldn't find that easy. That's high. Oh, he's missed high as well. Gets back, but Lewis finds the dead on. So, 2-all. How much longer will we be going for? Bryn really liking that high serve. Putting Lewis under pressure. It's just so tight, so Lewis can't get anything behind it. He can't wind up for a force. Dead on or Bryn's backhand side. Calling it down on himself. Let's keep going through the stats. And the winning galleries percentage. Mark Hobbs at 5%, so that's 1 in 20 shots from the service end into the winning gallery. It's something that he really targets during his play. He's really fond of making those bells ring. It is 2-all, but you feel that Bryn's still got the advantage here. He's still got the momentum. Lewis needs to find something. Still not really find a way to get points from the service end. That keeps happening to him. Bryn keeps pushing him too far into the corner. So if we have a look at the other end of that winning galleries statistic, Rob Schenkman, Bryn says no winning galleries. Which is not part of the game, I guess. Again, I'll let Bryn commentate that one. Poor serve, says he. And let's continue our run through the statistics board. We get now to the points won percentage. That's led by Darren. Again, fairly crushing victory over Mark Hobbs. Again by Bryn in this match here. Chase off. Lewis is up for it too. He's wandering up the court again. Can't really figure out where he wants to stand on this side. It's almost as if he wants to be playing doubles. But he's not got a partner. Let's look at the lowest points one. Mark Hobbs down there on 34%. Ben Yorson on 43%. These are the players who are no longer going to take any part in this tournament. They've come up against thoroughly stronger opponents. Wins the chase. Chase was better than 5. Good chance for Lewis here to get a bit of a lead. See, I'm not sure if the chase that length helps him at this point. Bryn's attacking the corner so much that he really needs a chase of at least 3 and 4 to put any pressure on Bryn. And there he goes, yet another dead on. Well, Lewis has a chance here. So let's have a look at the serves one. This is the lowest serves one. And Mark Hobbs really struggling with that serve. Claire Fay also against Ollie Pridmore in the red, as it were. You'd expect this number to be well over 50%. The better servers, again, the victors so far. Darren Long, Bertie Vallet, Rob Schenkman. All players with plenty of experience here at Queen's. Especially Bertie, you'd back into his serving on this home court. That's kind of what I mean about that chase length. It's a bit too much for Lewis to be hitting last gallery or worse, because Bryn's just going to push into the corners. Lewis doesn't really have a response to that at the moment. Like that, he's trying to whip it. That shot does work at Leamington, but it doesn't really work on this court. At Leamington, the ball can sometimes kind of sit off the floor a bit. Not here though. Let's have a look at the returns one. Again, that match between Darren and Mark puts him on the top of the list at the moment. Stability on the lower end side. Struggling at the returning end. John Woods Casey, Ben Yorston, Lewis Gordon. Players who have not had a preferred tournament. He did have the advantage in this juice. He's now down at with a worse than 2. This feels a little bit like Bryn's opening to really start to run away with this. 3-2. Bryn is now 3 games away from a quarter-final berth. Fantastic work by Bryn there. I've seen that all night. That backhand cut so low across the net. To the timber. He doesn't need to hit grills because that's the shot he's going for. So devastating. He finally does get a grill. It's his first grill of the match. It's incredible he's gotten this far. 2.5 sets in, it's just his first grill. He just hasn't need to hit them. Let's have a look at Chaser's Laid. Neil McKenzie, 42%. Chaser's Laid. John Woods Casey, 40%. Must be really targeting the galleries. It's the only way you can get a number that high. And on the other side, Chaser's Laid by Mark and Claire, 24%. Robert Shankman, 24%. You end up spending a lot of time, a lot of length of time at the hazard end, which you really don't want to do unless you're really firing at the dead end well. That's a fantastic shot by Bryn. 4-2 up now. This match feels like it's reaching its natural conclusion soon. Both players going through the motions a bit here. He doesn't want to give up. But he's not really trying anything new, trying to find a way. He's just kind of going through his current game plan until it runs down the road. Let's look at Chaser's conceded. Birdie Val at bottom of that list, up at 40%. Bryn says 39%. They're facing players who are hitting a lot of chases, a lot of gallery chases, and so on. Half-yard chase. Let's go boom. We do go boom. Bryn is good for it. The second one goes wide. Oh dear. Fantastic defense by Bryn. So casual at that backhand volley. Better than 2. Oh, it's a great save. And he gets his second goal of the match. Fantastic stuff here by Sayers. It's pointing at the floor there. Not sure if it's a bit of sweat or a crack or something. He wasn't happy with it. But happy to let this match finish off. Whatever the issue, the floor is unattended. Let's look at the best chasers conceded stats. There's the players who are not giving an inch at the service end. They're chasing down everything. You'd expect Ollie Brynmore to be up there. He gets a lot back. No balls out of reach for him. Oh, that's wonderful by Bryn. Bryn is now 1 game away. And we're going the Caterpillar. Why not? It's not good. Probably not an experiment worth repeating. And he won't. We'll just go a high set instead. Full PK right from the second gallery there. Lewis Williams giving us a tutorial in the various different rarely seen serves in the game. What else do you do when you're 5-2 down, 2 sets to love down? See him serve again, and what else he'll throw in? That first chase is a yard. Bryn not worrying about what Lewis is doing at the other end. Still being clinical, as always. Lewis does find the dead on. Great shot on a chaser yard. That might have been a foot there. Very close. Gonna keep both feet on the ground. For it to be a balanced serve. That looked a bit better. Oh, and he puts it in the net. Oh dear. Now Bryn goes the giraffe. We are having a showcase of exotic serves here. been misremembering the score, but yes, it is 3-5. Lewis doesn't want to miss out on any game at this point. Oh, that was going to go in the last gallery. Bryn gets it out. Oh, dear. Oh, what a volley. Bryn continues commentating his own game, which is always entertaining. By Bryn there. He's been on it all night with that volley. Lewis just has no answer to it. Really shuts down a big part of Lewis's game. He's dead on hitting for Bryn being able to volley that much and that well. He doesn't want to touch that one.
In the last gallery.
Oh, he tries to turn on it. Perhaps not the right decision, but it does bring up a match point. Oh, and it's long. Lewis is up the court again, but Bryn misses high. Oh, it's a ledge. So we have one chase, still match point as this match seemingly approaches its conclusion. Puts it in last gallery, wins the chase, saves the first match point. I've seen that all night from Bryn. Gets the advantage. Vault, still match point. Does it. Bryn Sayers wins in 3 sets. Fantastic match there.
Thank you very much for your screening services. You've had the toughest job of the whole day.
Well, what a match we've seen. Bryn Sayers through to the quarterfinals. An hour 43 minutes. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage of day 2 of the British Open 2023. And we hope to see you for day 3. From all of us here at Queen's Club, good night.